Welcome, 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 Faith Builds, to this very special edition of Smart Souls, a Faith special. So, it's my intention for you guys to watch this after episode 6, but before episode 7. That's not overly important, but the main thing is that you do watch it at some point before episode 10. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to dip in and out of covenants, because that's actually going to be very important as you're following my guide, and I don't want you guys to end up messing up. Also, this is, by the way, my platinum character that has faith, has all the miracles, so a little bit of a showcase of what we can actually do. Might be pretty cool for you guys. Look at that. Pretty smart, eh? So, faith build. It's a brave choice, because you'll probably know that yourself, if you've done any research or anything, that your offensive spells, the first offensive spell you get is actually lightning spear, and then great lightning spear. I'm going to bring them up now just so you can take a look at it. There you go, lightning spear. So you need 20 faith to use that, you need 30 faith to use great lightning spear, and of course you need 50 faith to use sunlight spear. Now you cannot get sunlight spear in new game. You have to wait until New Game Plus before you have that. Also, that miracle, this one, the Dark Moon Blade, Gravelord, as well as Bountiful Sunlight, they're all, maybe even Soothing Sunlight as well, actually. Guinevere, yeah, they're all actually tied into covenants, so you can't use them all at the same time. You can only use one or the other. You couldn't be a Dark Moon Blade and use Sunlight Spear. Likewise, you couldn't be a Warrior of Sunlight where you could use Sunlight Spear and then you wouldn't be able to use Dark Moon Blade, for example. So learning to get in and out of covenants is pretty much essential, and this is the correct way. Speaking to Cromwell, and then you go abandon covenant, yes. That way you've actually abandoned the covenant, but you're not on bad terms with the covenant. So you can just use the bonfire to dip in and out, to go back into another covenant, for example. Anyway, in case you're curious as to what my stats are, which I'm sure you probably are wondering what your character will be like by the time you're about New Game Plus, having the platinum, that's kind of what it looks like. Now, my endurance is sitting at 40, but realistically I only actually need that at about 30. So if you're following my guide, then how I told you in the last episode to maybe put your intelligence up to about 16, then there's no harm in doing that. No harm in doing that at all, because then you'll still have a little bit of wiggle room. You could maybe even put a little bit of extra points into vitality by the time you're at this point. So anyway, you could pause the video if you want, take a look at them in more detail, but the strength doesn't need to be 38 either. I just put it up to 38, it only needed to be 34. Dex is still at 14. Faith, of course, 50 for the Sunlight Spear. Anyway, I'm going to show you now how to get the Sunlight Spear. So we're here at the Undead Burg. I'm going to show you how to get to the Sunlight Altar. See, you know where you are. I'm going to show you how to get past the dragon and up to the Sunlight Altar. Now, the rest of us that are following Smart Souls, okay, aren't going to be joining any covenants until episode 10. Okay, so what I would recommend Come on, Dragonland. So what I would recommend for you guys is to go ahead and join this covenant just now. Help some people out, okay? So in order to get into the Sunlight Covenant, you have to have 25 faith. Oh dear. There we go. If you rest, that'll reset the dragon, so you don't get chased. Okay, where was I? Yeah, 25 faith is what you need to get into to join this covenant, okay? Now, you're right early on in the game, so that's not really a good enough option, because you probably don't have enough faith. And the rest of us doing the playthrough aren't going to join this covenant until dead last, okay? So what you can do is to reduce your requirement of faith to join the covenant. Every time you help someone, just by putting your white soapstone down, you get to reduce the faith requirement by 5. So if you have only 10 faith, then help 3 people, and you know, the first person you help drops the faith requirement from 25 to only 20. The second person you help will reduce it by another 5, making it only 15 being your requirement to join, and then by the time you help the third person, that 15 has now become 10, and then you can join the covenant. So what you do here is just pray to the sunlight altar, enter covenant, pick yes, and when you do this, you will be given the option here to offer Sunlight Medal, enter covenant, leave, but also learn gesture, and it has the praise the sun gesture, so you absolutely want that. It's very, very cool. Offering Sunlight Medals, you go yes, and when you have 10, come back when you have 10 medals, and then you will unlock Great Lightning Spear. Just joining will give you Lightning Spear. Offering 10 medals will give you Great Lightning Spear, but offering the 10 medals plus the Soul of Gwyn, which you have to do in New Game Plus, will give you the Sunlight Spear. So you need the Soul of Gwyn, and you need to have already given them 10 medals. Okay? So you're going to be doing a lot of co-op. So what I would recommend you guys do is come join this covenant now. After helping out some people, maybe with the gargoyles, maybe in episode 7 after you've done the Capra Demon, maybe help some people there. You know, there's plenty of places you can help people out between now and episode 10. So help people, then join this covenant and try and help some more people as much as you can, and try and get as many medals as you can. But then the important thing before episode 10, leave the covenant by going to Cromwell. And then you can follow the rest of us, and you can dip in and out of this covenant as the playthrough goes along until you have all 10 medals, and you can hand them in, and then you can leave the covenant and rejoin it with the rest of us nearer the end of the game. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I hope you found this helpful, and we will see you in Smart Souls episode 7. Ciao for now.